Alrighty, well, I think we are good to get started. It's 1:01 Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock in the UK, or 1800, I guess they like to go by the military time is what we call it here. We are going to get started. Officially, Virtually Expo is on. So thank you all for joining. We've been on for about half an hour, 45 minutes or so, doing a bunch of testing, so that's why the stream looks like it's in progress already. But we're going to roll right into our first session. And the first session is solo Spelunker mode for Dungeon Drop. So before I start this, a couple quick announcements. Just want to thank a couple folks. First of all, the 3D environment that you see here was created initially by Berserk Games, who makes Tabletop Simulator. You can actually play Dungeon Drop in this very 3D environment on Tabletop Simulator. In fact, right now, as of the start of Virtually Expo, we have Brad, who is meeting people in our Discord server to join up and start playing games on Tabletop Simulator. So if that's of interest, all you have to do is go to our Discord server and you can meet up with Brad, and he will get you going with a game anytime in the next 4 hours. He's going to be running sessions ongoing. The way that you can connect is simply go to phaseshiftgames.com, which is our site, and go to the events tab, and you're going to see the whole page is dedicated to Virtually Expo. So you'll see all of our links, our different events and sessions, everything that we have going on. So thanks to Berserk Games for creating the 3D environment, but even more so, I want to thank my brother, who runs Maselli Productions, a professional video production studio. They have figured out how to put me and the rest of the team inside the dungeon, so that when we're talking to you throughout this whole weekend, we are literally sitting inside this augmented reality dungeon. So stoked about the studio environment that we have going on here. So thank you to Mike and Maselli Productions. Stick around. At the end of each of these sessions, we're going to send out a special link. We'll paste it into the chat. We'll paste it into the chat on Facebook because we're streaming to Facebook Live. We're also streaming to Twitch Live. I will paste a link, and the link will give you access to the official badge on the UK Games Expo site. So if you want those really cool badges, for us it's like a hexagon with our logo in the middle. You can get that badge at the end of each session. So we'll send that link out. Stick around for that. And lastly, just want to say that we have a couple specials going on over the course of the weekend. First of all, if you like what you see and you want to pick up a copy of Dungeon Drop, there are 4 participating retailers, and each of them are linked to in our virtual stand on the UK Games Expo site. So probably right around now, you as attendees have access to the exhibitor hall on their site. We're one of the exhibitors. We're actually one of the gold exhibitors, so we're right near the top. And if you go to our stand, our virtual stand, you'll see those links to the places where you can purchase Dungeon Drop. Now, in addition to the game, the base game, on our site, phaseshiftgames.com, we're also selling a whole bunch of other add-ons. We have these walls, the mats, there's a bunch of mini expansions, and we're giving 20% off for the whole weekend. So to get that discount code, or to get the discount, all you do is enter the code Virtually Expo during checkout. And you get 20% off anything that you would like. With that, I think there's a bunch of different sessions that we have planned this weekend. We're really excited. We're going to show you how to play all the different versions of the game. Today, you're going to learn solo. Later on today, we're going to do the base game. So if you haven't seen that, it's maybe a little bit out of order, but it's just I'm alone at the moment. So we started with solo. Then tomorrow, we're going to show you the new mini expansion. That was a design contest called Trials and Tools. We're going to show you the big expansion coming out in October on Kickstarter called Drop Too Deep. And then we're going to show you Drop Drive, which is that exciting new science fiction-based game, still with a drop mechanic, but a very different game from Dungeon Drop. And that's all tomorrow. As well as tomorrow afternoon and into Sunday, we have some panel live streams where it's going to be the 3 of us, Darren and I from Phase Shift, and Scott, the designer of Dungeon Drop and the designer of Drop Drive. And we're going to be talking about our Kickstarter, talking about the lessons learned and the things that we did the first time around. You know, it was a very successful campaign, but that doesn't mean that it was perfect. There's things that we could always learn from and do better. Then we have a general Q&A, and we have a Virtually Expo Live main stage event happening tomorrow afternoon. So there's a lot of really cool things coming up over this weekend. We look forward to you joining us for any and all. I'm going to periodically pause and just check comments on Twitch and Facebook and see if there's anything going on. Oh, thanks. Yeah, 10 a.m. in Vancouver, Canada. Yeah, I'm not going to do all the time zones, Lewis. Looks like everything is good. And just about ready for us to get started. Haven't seen any new comments come in on Twitch. Hopefully the comments section is still working on Twitch. If somebody's watching us right now on Twitch, if you could just throw in a quick comment just so that I know that section's working properly, that would be great. I definitely see lots of comments going on Facebook, so we know that's great. Alrighty. With that, I think we are going to get started. So, solo mode for Dungeon Drop. First of all, this session is to teach and show you the solo mode. So I'm going to assume to some degree you're already familiar with Dungeon Drop and already generally know how to play. You're going to see it. Even if you don't, you'll pick it up as I go. It's really simple. But I'm not going to teach the core rules. We're going to save that for our session in 2 hours where we explicitly will teach the base game. The base game meaning for 2 to 4 players. This is the one that's meant to play solo. And really quick, a note on solo. So for me personally, solo mode was never something I cared a lot about in any game. I feel like there's kind of like co-op games in a way. There's, it's kind of like once you learn the formula almost, like learn the engine, you know what the best right decision always is. It's formulaic to a degree. You're fighting essentially a computer, an AI from the game. And so there generally is almost a mathematically correct best action in most solo games and a lot of co-op games. This one, because of the infinite nature of Dungeon Drop, the very drop mechanic and the real spatial element that's at play, it blows that out of the water. The solo mode, as you're about to see, is so rich and unique. And so I'm really excited to show this to you today. Just one last check to see if there's any questions or comments, and we will start. All right, I think we're looking good. Alrighty, so there's some questions about how to order stuff. We'll talk more about the products afterwards. So let's get into the game. Solo Spelunker. So we're going to switch to our top-down mode here. So now you can see our game board. I'm going to pick up all these cubes in a second and start from the drop. But my character, today I am going to be a half-orc rogue, and I have drawn the random quest Earl's Errand. Actually, I didn't really draw it randomly because it's just my go-to when I'm demoing the game. But I'm going to explain what happens with my character and my quest in just a moment. To get started with the game, though, I've got all my decks of cards over here, but it's as simple as draw yourself a random race, a random class, a random quest. From 3 different decks, right? So very simple. And then you pick up all these cubes. Got them all? Yep. So these are all of the small cubes in the game. In the box, I have our large cubes. And then there's one huge cube, which is our dragon. That's Draglin the dragon. So he gets thrown into the dungeon with the small cubes. And then all the large cubes are in the box. And they're going to come out later. So to set up the game, you're just separating out the different size cubes. And then all these small cubes, plus 3 special cubes for solo mode. So right here, I've got this tiny black cube and 2 small green translucent cubes. These are called relics. And this black cube is a staircase. You need to add the 2 relics and the staircase to the set of small cubes. So we add them into the pile. And we also add a meeple. This is me. I'm trying to get it closer to the camera so you can see it. So that little meeple it represents my half-orc in the dungeon. And we're going to add him to the pile of cubes. So that's what's different to set up solo mode, is you add those 3 cubes and your meeple. Now we pick it all up. And we're going to show you why the game is called Dungeon Drop. Because we shake up all these cubes and we drop them on the table. And guys, what just happened? We just generated a dungeon. This is now a dungeon map. So imagine you're looking at a dungeon from top down. Now there's all different color cubes in here. And again, I'm not going to explain every aspect of the base game. I'm going to assume that you know it to a degree. Sorry, I'm going to move those papers. So there we go. But just roughly speaking, these green cubes are goblins. They're going to do damage, so we kind of want to avoid them. These translucent cubes, the pink, the clear, and the blue translucent, those are gems. Those are going to be worth points. The green ones, we already said, were relics, and that is important. The relics are super, that's kind of like the focal point of solo mode. Super important. So we'll get to the relics in a second. Then these shiny gold ones, they're gold. Okay, so the key thing with Dungeon Drop is, as you're looking at this dungeon map, well, how are all these things broken up into rooms? That's what you really need to understand. And the answer is these gray marbleized cubes. They kind of have a marbly effect. Imagine that those are like big stone columns in the dungeon, like holding up the walls. And if you triangulate, if you make a triangle with any 3 gray cubes, that forms essentially a room in the dungeon, a triangular room. And that is how your character, so my meeple's right here, that's how your character is going to navigate around the dungeon, is by using those 3D or those triangular rooms. All right, so I've dropped the dungeon, my meeple's there, that's kind of like my starting spot. There's one rule or one caveat when you set up the dungeon, and that is the staircase and your meeple, they need to be inside of a room, which means there needs to be pillars that form a triangular area that those 2 cubes are in. If not, then what you do is you pick them up and you redrop them in the dungeon so that they are in a room. And now they are. They were over here before, and there's actually no gray pillar cubes. So all these cubes over here are actually called like outside the boundary right now. And that's good and bad. It's bad because they're not in a room, so I can't just walk over and pick them up. But there are special abilities that different characters have, including mine, that let you collect those. All right, we're going to get started. And thank you, Frost Knight, for confirming that we are still okay on Twitch. Looking at any other comments? Nope, we're good to go. Okay, so how does a turn work in solo mode? It actually works almost identically to the normal game. So here's our player aid card. In the normal game, you do explore, and then you act, and then you loot. The only difference is loot has the word move in front of it. So you move and loot. And that's it. So let's go ahead and start. So step 1 is explore. I stand my meeple up, by the way. And so wherever he is in the dungeon, that is his starting room. And what you do is you actually loot the starting room. This is before my first explore phase. So he's in, I'm going to say it's these 3 gray cubes. That's the room that my starting character is in. And now I loot that room. It's basically like I enter the dungeon and I grab everything I see. Now this is great because right there is one of those relics. And as I mentioned, relics are the key point of solo mode. In fact, the way you win in solo mode is by going dungeon level to dungeon level and collecting as many of these relics as you can. And you track them on this solo Spelunker mode card, and you have a little tracker token. You just kind of move it along after each level based on how many relics you've recovered. So this is awesome. I started in the very room with one of the relics, so I get to pick it up immediately. I'm going to get the relic, I get this gem, I get this goblin, and the goblin's going to do damage to me. He actually covers one of my health points on my half-orc card. So I put him right on my half-orc race card. I have 4 health spots that I can cover with monsters. After that, I only have my big heart left, and you can never lose that, because that would kill my character. But I do get to take these other 2 things, and anything else on the line. Yes, that gold right there is on the line, so I get that. And I'm going to just check if this gold is on the line. It is not. All right. So I got some loot already, and I got a relic. You're going to see later on, after I complete the level, how I claim this relic and actually put it on the scorecard. For now, I'm just going to put them over here. All right. With that, I can now start the normal turn. So, step 1, explore. Explore is you randomly draw 4 cubes from the box. These are the larger cubes. And there's going to be some different things in here. There's going to be treasure chests, there's going to be trolls, and other things. So you drop them into the dungeon. Now you have to drop them over your current room. So this is the room that I'm in. and I have to drop them somewhere over that room. It can be here, here, here. All right, 1, 2, 3, drop. Okay, now it bounced my meeple out, but that doesn't matter. You can just move them right back. So a couple interesting things just appeared. A large pillar, that doesn't matter. But these two here, these shiny, they're actually glittery light blue. Those are magic shields. Magic shields let me go into a room with the dragon and kill it and take it for all its points. He's worth 8 points at the end of the game. But I can't kill him because he would do 8 damage and I don't have 8 health. So you need a magic shield. So if I want to kill the dragon, which is great because he's worth a lot of points, and I do need points, I would need a magic shield. So it's interesting. So the staircase is here. I need to keep that in mind because how do I clear this level? What I need to do, just to back up for a second, in order to clear the level and claim the relic that I've just collected here, I need to satisfy this quest to a certain point threshold. And in level 1 of the dungeon, that point threshold is 15 plus the number of health that I have. I have 5 health, so 15 and 5 is 20. I need to get a score of 20 at the end of this first level of the dungeon. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to collect, I want to get pink gems. They're worth 3 points apiece. Blue gems are worth 2 points. Clear gems are worth 1 point. And then down below, I also have a special thing. It says small gold scores double. So instead of 1 point, small gold's worth 2. And large gold score triple, so 3. There's no large gold yet, but there's a lot of small gold. So those are the ways I'm going to get a lot of points. And then there's standard points for just getting gold in general, killing the dragon, getting treasure chests, all those standard types of things. So I need to get 20 points. I need to get as many relics as I can, because that's really how I win solo mode. And then I need to get to this staircase to go down to the next layer. And once I do that, I clear, and you'll see what we do at that time. So, okay, I've explored. Step 2 is act. So what I can do now is I can use either my half-orc or my rogue ability. My half-orc ability lets me flick a monster. So that dragon, for example, if he was in my way, my half-orc would let me flick him out of the way. And that's half-orc's one of the only characters who can actually do that. But he's not in my way at the moment. Where's the other relic? The other relic's over here. I need to get that. That's how I win. So I got to keep that in mind. My rogue ability says collect 1 treasure that's outside the dungeon boundary. That means, I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of cubes up here that are considered outside the boundary because there's no gray cubes up there. So I can just take one using my rogue. So I can use either of these abilities. I can flick a monster or take something from out of bounds. I am going to take something from out of bounds, and it's going to be this magic shield. So again, there's no gray cubes on the other side of it, so it's not in a room. So I can just use my rogue and take the magic shield. And that gives me an option later to kill the dragon and get some points and a possible level up. Now, I use the rogue ability. In solo mode, I have to do this. I have to kind of rotate it. And the reason is that indicates that I can't use that rogue ability again in this level of the dungeon. When I go deeper, I get it back. But you'll notice I only have 2 abilities, and once you use them, they're gone for the level. So you have to space things out and kind of decide when to use different abilities. That's a big part of solo mode. Really quick, I'm just going to look. There's a technical note that came in. So I'm just going to, it says, my mic sounds a lot clearer and louder on top-down compared to the other view. Oh, that's interesting. We'll see if there's something we can do with that. The reason for the echo from Scott might have been because he had the stream playing in the background while his mic was picking up. Okay, thanks, Frost Knight, for that feedback. That's interesting. I'll pass it on to someone who actually has a clue, which is not me. But thank you for that. All right, no other comments, so let's keep going. Okay, so I've acted, and now I loot. All right, I move and loot. So remember, in solo mode, that last step is move and loot. When I move, here's how it works. So the first thing is, in solo mode, there's these 3 special tokens. They actually look like pillar cubes, the gray cubes. You actually replace that starting room, you replace those 3 pillars with these 3 special tokens. And here's why. Because I have to be able to track what my current room is, which is those 3 denoted by the tokens. And now when I move, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to a room. I don't know if this is my move yet, but you move to a room that's adjacent to that room. And adjacent means it uses 2 of the tokens, but not the third. And then you would swap. So let's say my new room is, I'm using this third pillar right here. I would swap the pillar and the token. So that's how you move. Now, where do I want to move to? What I really want is the relic. I also have a magic shield, so going after the dragon's a pretty good idea. Oh, and one main rule in the game that matters. You might say, why wouldn't I take this pillar way over here and get all this stuff in between? Well, the problem is that pillar right there is in the way. You can't form a room, a triangular space, if there's a pillar inside it. So you can't go from here to here to here and get everything. You have to have a room that has no pillar inside it. So I can't just do that. But I do want to work my way here. Is this relic actually outside the dungeon? I think it is. At the moment, there's no pillars up here. He's actually outside the dungeon. I probably should have used my rogue to take that, but that's all right. I didn't do it. And there might be new pillars that come out. So I am going to work my way this way. I want to actually go for the dragon and maybe be able to get that pillar. So I am going to move. Now there's a pillar right here that I can't ignore. So my new room is going to be right here. It's these 3. And I swap the pillars token and there. So now I'm in my new room and I can loot anything in the room. I also get anything that's on the line. So I do get this gold and I get this key. These orange cubes are keys. They open treasure chests. You don't see any treasure chests yet, but you're gonna. Okay, I got the key. And now it's back to the top. Explore. Draw 4 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop them over your current room. Boom. Again, the meatball, if it gets bounced out, you just put it back. It's fine. And what just happened? We have a large gold. Remember, that's worth triple for me. So that's worth a lot of points. Also, those pink gems are worth a lot of points. I get 3 points for the pink gems. So those are all good. I get to act. I only have my half-orc ability left. I'm not going to use it yet because I don't want to waste it. Because I might need it later. So I just move and loot. The game starts really going fast. So I am going to move. There's still no pillars up here. I'm going to move to this room right here. And this is the pillar I'm going to use. So I swap that. Now I'm in this room here, and then I loot. Now, this is the room with the dragon. I did this on purpose. First, let me take, I get a goblin, a pink gem, which is great, 2 more gold, which is great, and I do get the dragon. Now, here's the thing. Normally, the dragon would instantly kill any character because he does 8 damage. For me, however, I have a magic shield. And so what happens is I take the dragon, I still keep him because I'm going to get points, but I just put him to the side. And this magic shield, I use it, so it comes out of my stash, and I redrop it in the dungeon. You always drop over your current room. So I might get this later. I might be able to get it again. Well, it bounced up there. All right, so I got the dragon. That's great. He's worth 8 points. I already have 2 pink gems. They're worth 3 each. I got 4 gold. They're worth 2 each. I probably already have enough, but I really want to get this relic. That's how you win solo mode. So I'm going to try to stay in the dungeon a bit longer and hope that a pillar makes its way up there. So you notice I've been drawing 4 cubes from this box every turn, and I've had 2 turns. There's actually 9 turns in every level of dungeon of solo mode because there's 36 cubes in the box, and I'm always drawing 4, so that's 9 total turns. So I have to keep that in mind because if I ever run out of cubes in the box and I'm supposed to draw and drop, I lose. I'm consumed by the dungeon, I get lost in the dungeon, and I lose the game completely. So it's another thing you have to manage is your time, how far you're going to go from the staircase, and so on. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next turn. So draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there are pillars in this box, and what I really want is to have a pillar bounce up that way. I don't have an ability that lets me flick pillars. There are other characters that can do that. So I may not get the second relic this round, but that's okay if it happens. Oh, treasure chests. Lots of treasure chests. I do have a key, and treasure chests let me open, or keys let me open treasure chests. All right, so now what? What I'm going to do, I'm not going to act. I'm going to move. I'm going to move to this room using this cube over here. Swap. And because it is the closest I can get to that relic, I'm going to hope that there's going to be some way that a pillar appears. And if not, I might just start making my way back towards the staircase. So this is my new room. I get everything that's on the line. Gem, treasure chests, and so on. And that's it. Back to explore. I'm going to start picking up the pace now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pillar. Didn't bounce far enough, though. Nope, I don't think as this character... Now, you're about to see when I finish a level and I go deeper, my character levels up. You'll see how that works in a second. So I'm going to get more abilities as I go deeper. So I might start to acquire abilities that let me flick pillars and do different things. Because in this case, I don't really have a good way to get that. But that's okay. That's normal. All right, so I'm going to move. Now, I have taken 2 damage from goblins. I have 2 health left, so I might need to use my half-orc ability to get all the way back. We'll see. So I am going to move into this room. 1, 2, 3. This room. Okay, so this pillar right here. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go right there. Swap-a-roo. And I get that pink gem. That's great. I get this gold. If you ever question if something's on the line, you just kind of look down. We do have this cool thing that we call the stringy thing. I resisted this during the Kickstarter. A lot of fans asked for some kind of a line. So we came up with this retractable string that we thought was pretty good. So you can check to see if something's on the line. And I got to tell you, it's really nice having this. So that is on the line. So I get the treasure chest. I definitely have enough points. So let's keep going. 4 more cubes. I think this is turn 4 or 5 maybe. So I'm halfway through. Drop them. Oh, a pillar just landed, but way down here. So that didn't help me. Now I get to use an ability. I'm going to save the ability because there are trolls. Trolls do 2 damage. So as I get closer to that staircase, I might need to keep my half-orc ability, get rid of a troll. Okay? How do I get to that staircase? That pillar right there, plus this, plus this. So I need to get into this little tiny room for now. Yep, so I'm going to go to this little tiny room. There's actually nothing in that room. Actually, that pink gem's on the line, so we get the pink gem. And back to explore. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want this to mess up too much and push that staircase out of the way. So I'm going to put these over here. There's a troll, but he's out of the way, so that's good. So I'm going to end this level. I think I'm all set. So I am going to move into this room. This is a very thin room from here to here, all the way to over here. It's this like very thin sliver of a triangular room, but it's fine. And that room contains the staircase, and I'm going to go down. Okay, I have just completed this level. The first thing we check is, did I complete the level successfully? I need a score, as I told you earlier, I need a score of 20, 15 plus my health, 5. And that's just for the first level. That gets harder as you go deeper. So the first thing we're going to do is we check our score. So we pull out our quest, we look at all of our loot, and let's start looking at what we got. Now, my pink gems, they are worth 3 each. I have 4 of them. I'm just going to push these cubes aside for now. It doesn't matter. We're done with that level. So I got 4 gems. They're worth 3 each. That's 12. Each of my small golds worth 2 each. So that's 14, 16, 18, 20. I already completed. I don't even need to look at what's left. But just so you know, I have another 1, 2 from those. I have a key, and a key opens one of my 2 chests. The other one I don't have a key for, so I just would lose that. This chest, however, I get to roll, and I have 5 gold inside that chest. So I'm up to 26 or something like that, plus 3, 29. So that's great. I succeeded. I needed 20. I got 29. Okay. Now I can officially claim this relic. I take the token for my solo mode. I put it on number 1 because I got 1 relic. And I put it back into the pile. I reset my character, which means I get... Oh, I'm sorry, I had 8 more points from the dragon. So I easily blew away this level. All the monsters from my race card come back. Basically, we're going to reset everything. But before I do that, I get to level up. So here's why. I'm going to go deeper into the dungeon. And to go deeper, the score requirement is going to increase with each additional layer. And my character also should improve. And how he improves is, if you acquired any relics, which I did, I get a level up. And if I killed the dragon, which I did, I get a level up for that. So I get 2 level ups. And the way that works is I draw 1 class for each level up. Here's a ranger, and I add that class to my character. So now I'm a half-orc rogue ranger. This is now a 3rd ability that I get that I can choose to use on my turn, or in the dungeon level, because again, there's 9 turns. Now I have 3 abilities over those 9 turns. The ranger lets me count 1 cube outside the dungeon boundary as a pillar. That's awesome. You know how all these cubes up here were out of bounds and I couldn't really get to them? This would let me get to them, because I could say, count that blue gem as a pillar, and now I could be like pillar, 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 and suddenly all those cubes are in range. So that's a cool ability for solo. And I get a 2nd level up. So I draw another class card, and now I'm an adept. An adept lets me reveal 2 cubes from the box and then return them. I just pull them out and look at them really quick, and then whatever 2 colors they are, I can collect any one of those 2 colors from anywhere in the dungeon. So if I pull out, let's say, a gold and a blue gem, then what this means is I could take a gold or a blue gem from anywhere in the dungeon, whether it's outside or inside. So now I have 4 abilities. Awesome. My quest goes away. I discard it. And in the next level of the dungeon, I'm going to be on this quest, which is called the Queen's Quest. For this one, I like clear gems. They're worth 3. Pink gems are 2. Blue are worth a scaled amount based on how many I get. If I get up to 4 blue gems, they're worth 16 points total. If I only get 1, it's only worth 1 point. So it's kind of like a shoot the moon mechanic. Do you go for blue or not? Do you not waste your time? And we'll just see how the dynamics are. Okay, so now let's reset. We take these 3 tokens, put them to the side, take the original 3 pillars that we removed and put them back. We collect all the cubes together. And remember how I told you that to set up the game, you separate out the different size cubes. Well, I've been exploring, so I have all these large cubes now. Those get separated. And this is why we had those 2 different sizes. So it's actually really easy to just separate out based on size. Other games would say, like, take 2 blue, 4 gold, 3 pink, and we didn't want to have to count and stuff like that. Like, I'm talking to you, and I'm still able to manipulate this without thinking about it because it's just size. So that's why we did that. Take all those large cubes, put them back in the box. And the small cubes, remember, should have 2 relics and the staircase and the meeple. So all those are in, and the dragon. Okay, that's it. We're going to go deeper in this dungeon. Now, the next layer down of the dungeon has a higher score requirement. I'll tell you what it is in a second. I have to look it up myself. But first, let's drop the dungeon. Boom. All right. First, we check my meeple and the staircase. Are they in the dungeon or are they outside the dungeon boundary? They are in. There's pillar up there, so they are in, so they're fine. Okay. Sorry, really quick. So, in solo mode, the requirement goes up. I have 1 relic, so the requirement goes up to 20 plus my health. So my health is 5, so now I need a score of 25. And you'll notice at each breakpoint, it's a bigger printout of the rulebook, at each breakpoint it basically goes up by 5. So once you have 7 or 8 relic fragments, you need a total score of 35 plus your hero's health. So it gets harder and harder as you go deeper, but you also have more abilities to combat. Okay, I got my Queen's Quest. So first thing when we enter the dungeon is we establish our first room and we loot it. It looks like it's gonna be here to here to here. There's a relic there close by. I like that. Although, oh yeah, it's in a room. That's good. Yeah, and then the other relic's here, and the staircase is here. And the dragon's not in the way. So that's good. I think we're going to have a good level. This one's going to go pretty quick, I think. All right, so we're going to swap tokens, token, token. That's my starting room. Stand my meeple up and loot. I do get a goblin, no choice, and I get those 3 loots. All right, the goblin covers health. The other things come here. And now we start exploring. 1, 2, 3. Now every time you explore, this can shake things up, good or bad. And you're always doing it over your room, so things around you are always going to be moving and changing. Oh, 2 magic shields just dropped in my room, but I don't get those. I have to move out of my room. I could move back as a second turn. I don't know if I'd bother, but that's interesting. There's only 2 in the whole box, and they just dropped in. Crazy. Okay, we're gonna definitely go for that relic. That's how you win. So let's. First I can act. So now I have half orc, rogue, ranger, adept. So the 2 relics are both in the dungeon, so I can't use my rogue to collect one of those. Reveal 2 cubes from the box. You know what? I'll use my adept. I'll use my adept so you can see what that is. So I randomly draw 2 cubes from the box. I drew a treasure chest and a cube. A cube. They're all cubes. A pillar. Treasure chest and a pillar. And then it says I can collect either of those from the dungeon. Well, you can never collect pillars, so that doesn't matter. But a treasure chest I could collect, but there are none in the dungeon at the moment. So that was actually not a great action, but it happens. So I use my adept, I turn it. Now I move in loot. I'm definitely going to move here. Oh, well, you know what? I made a mistake, and this is the way it goes. I should have used my half orc. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to move here. Clearly, I want to get that relic, but a troll's in the room and a goblin. I'll survive, but I will have nothing else. I cannot take any more damage this whole level. It's going to be all 4 damage. All right, so I move and I loot. I take all the stuff in the room, including the troll and the relic. The relic's awesome, but I got a troll. I swap my stuff. So that's my new room. All right, so the goblin covers 1 hit point. The troll covers 2 hit points, 2 of my health points. So I have no health left at the moment. And then these are treasure. So I still have to get a lot of points. Now, there's a couple things. You haven't seen it yet, but over here, the shiny purple cube, there should be 2 of them. I don't know where the other is. Maybe, I thought I saw it before. Maybe it bounced. So that shiny purple cube is a health potion. If I get that, I can use it to clear up to 3 damage off my card. So I could clear a troll and a goblin, and that would free me up, but I'd have to get it first, and it's way over there, in the middle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goblins. So that's unlikely. I'm just going to look in the box really quick. Did I accidentally... I might have to check. I might have left the other purple cube. Oh, no, it's right there. It's in front of my face. Why aren't you guys telling me where the cube... Okay, so right there, I have 2 health potions. So I could keep that in mind. I can go get that health potion, and that might help me. Because look at the staircase. It's in the middle of all these goblins. I'm not going to be able to get to that staircase alive. I actually have to. I have to backtrack here. I'll pick up 2 magic shields, which will help me with the monsters, and also a health potion. I need to do that. Otherwise, I'll never get to the staircase. So, we are going to move and loot. We're going to move there. Basically just backtracking, which is fine. And loot. I get 2 magic shields. Okay. Explore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what happens. Treasure chest, gold, clear gem. All right, I can use an ability. Now, also, now is when, during the act phase, is when you can use things like magic shields or health potion if you had a health potion. You just redrop them in the dungeon and you do their thing. They don't take up your action. You can still do one of your other actions, but that's when you would use it. I am not going to use... You know what? Oh, God. All right, so what do I need to do? I need 25 points. What do I have so far? I have 2 gold, that's 2. I have a key, which is useless without a chest. I have a pink gem and a clear gem, so that's 5 total, so that's good. 5, 6, 7. I have 7 points total, and the troll that I killed is worth 2 points, so I have 9 points. I definitely need a lot more points. I do have a magic shield, so I could come down and maybe try to... There's a pillar way down here. I could try to take out the dragon, and he's worth a lot of points. There's also chests down here, and I have a key. I could maybe do that and circle my way back around. If I lose my magic shields, though, and don't get a health potion, I'm never going to make it to the staircase. So you can start to see the strategies that start to emerge. You really got to think about the situation, the dynamics, and what's going to be best. Well, I'm not going to overthink things on a demo. I'm just going to keep going, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to... Do I want to use an ability? Yes. I will... All right, this will be fun. I'm going to use my half-orc ability. I'm going to flick a monster. This is going to be one of those moments where I'm going to flick that goblin right there, and the reality is I know I can flick it and hit the other goblin right on the other side of it and get them hopefully out of the way of that staircase, because they're definitely going to be a problem. I don't want to waste a magic shield on just going for a goblin. So by using my half-orc ability, I can actually get rid of 2 monsters in 1 ability. I like that. So flicking is just 1 finger, and boom! Exactly what I wanted. 2 goblins, shoved them away. That helps. Okay, now I'll move. I'm going to move here. Swap-a-roo. And loot. I got a treasure chest and a gold. Treasure chest will help towards my score. And then back to explore. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that opened things up a little bit. I may still want to try to get that health potion, because there are still a lot of other goblins around. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, there's a lot of gems up there. Another gem just bounced down there. So I act. What do I have left? I have a rogue. I can collect any gem from outside the dungeon boundary. I'm going to use rogue. What do I really want that gives me a lot of points? Clear gems. Is there a clear gem outside the dungeon boundary? Right there is one. That's outside the dungeon boundary. And right there's another. I am going to use my rogue ability because I think I still need more score. And we'll just take this one. So I'll get that. That's a guaranteed extra 3 points. I still have my ranger ability. Count a cube outside the dungeon boundary as a pillar. That's if I wanted to start to traverse around the outside. I don't know if that's going to happen this level. All right, I used an ability. Move and loot. If I move here, that's only good things. And I might even get that health potion on the line. Let's see what happens. I'm going to move there. And loot. Oops. Move the pillar right there, center to center. And that health potion is technically on the line. So I get those 3 plus the health potion. That's good. You're about to see me use that. All right. I only have the 1 relic. Where's the other relic? Right there. I don't think I'm going to get that second relic this round. I don't think there's a way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goblins all around it. There's no way. So let's keep going. Explore. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really want to try to get more score before I hit the staircase. Let's see what we got. All right, stuff bounced up that way. Okay, so it's my act phase. I'm going to use the health potion. Basically means I drop it back in the dungeon, and I can clear 3 points of monsters. So that troll and 1 goblin over to the side, and now that freed up 3 health points. That gives me more breathing room. Now I have more options. I still don't think I can get up and get that relic, but I can at least make my way up towards the staircase. My quest, I have 1 blue gem. That's worth 1. I don't know if it's worth going for the blue gems at this point. I think here's a clear gem. There's a clear gem. Might just try to find ways to get those. Neither of them are actually in... That one could be in this room here. Yeah, I'm going to try to get the clear gem. I think that's just a better play for me right now. So I'm going to skirt around this way. I'm going to move here. And I get the key. In case I get another chest, that's good. I get the clear gem. Right, explore. 1, 2, 3, oops. 4. Boom. Chest way down there. Not going to get it. Pillar way down here, but that's taking me too far from the staircase because I've had 4 or 5 turns. I don't know exactly how many are left in here. I haven't been keeping track, but that would be too far. So I'm not going to use my ranger ability, I don't think. Nope. So move and loot. Yep, I need to start making my way towards the staircase. So if I go 1, 2, 3, that actually would be the staircase. Plus 3 more gold and a goblin, which isn't a problem. Do I think I have enough? So here's the thing. There's some randomness in the chest. I don't know how much I have in the chest yet. I'm just going to count really quick. You can do this. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 with the troll, and a chest. Oh, 19 with the blue gem. 19 plus a chest. I need to get to 25. 19, I would get 20, 21, 22. I'd get 3 more gold. And with the chest, I would have to roll a 3 or better. I think it's too risky. I don't want to get completely ousted from the dungeon because you would literally lose the game if you did not complete the level. You wouldn't lose the game. You'd leave the dungeon because you get to the staircase. But I would have only collected 1 relic and you would not have saved squat. Because what you need these relics for is to save your town and or the kingdom or perhaps the entire world from the hordes of undead, of course. And we're not going to save squat with only 1. You need to get to at least 4. So I need to stick around a little bit longer. Okay, so here's how we're going to do it. We're going to use this pillar that just appeared way down here to there. Boom. I'm in this room. I lied. I cannot do that. There's a pillar in the way. I'm sorry. I'm going to swap that back. I cannot do that because you can't form a room that has a pillar inside it. What's the next best thing, guys? I should probably look at the comments thread. Some of you guys probably have better ideas. There's not a lot of treasure around me. Well, you know what? I am going to go up to the room with the staircase. I'm just not going to use it yet. All right, so let's do that. We're going to move up here. Swap-a-roo. I get the 3 gold. So I know I'm at 22. Plus a goblin. Goblin covers a health. It's not quite enough yet. Now, I'm in the room with the staircase, but I don't have to use it. I can use it. I'm going to stay. So I now go right back. Explore. 1, 2, 3, 4. How are we doing on time, by the way? What time is it? It's 1:50. Perfect. All right, we're going to go another 10 minutes or so. We'll see what happens. All right, new stuff, but they all bounced out of the way. So I need to get a little bit more treasure and then also get back to the staircase. There's no treasure around me, guys. Can I use my ranger ability? Yes. I can. Oh, you guys are going to love this. All right, perfect. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to use my ranger ability. Count 1 cube outside the dungeon boundary as a pillar. That right there is a cube outside the dungeon boundary. That pink cube and that clear cube gives me 3 more points. So I swap that. I'm in this room, still with the staircase. Also some goblins, but that's okay. I'm going to use magic shields to prevent goblin damage, which is nuts. But it's totally viable. All right, so I moved. I loot. So we get the clear gem. Which is the points that I needed. We get some number of goblins. 2 goblins are in the way. I actually don't need to use magic shields, so I do have 2 health points, so actually I'm okay. Not that the magic shields give me points anyway, but that's it. I looted, and I'm still in the room with the staircase, so I actually am now going to use the staircase and go down. All right, we've completed the level. I could go through the score again, but you all heard me count it in real time. I'm at 25 plus the chest, which has 2 in it, so 27. That was close. And how many turns did I have left, by the way? It looks like I had 2 turns left in the box. So I would go down. All of that cubes goes back in the dungeon. I successfully completed. This quest would go away. I would get my new quest, which is Fool's Folly. Blue is 3 points, clear is 2 points, pinks are 1, and in this one, chests score 3 points extra. So whatever you roll, plus 3. You have to unlock it still with a key. But that would be 5 plus 3 is 8 points if I got that. I get all these back. Now I would level up again. I did not kill the dragon, but I did get 1 relic. So the relic tracker goes up to 2. That's something, but it's still not enough to save. You need to get to 4 to save your village. Then I think the number is either 6 or 7 to save the kingdom. And then it's 9 to save the entire world, which is really hard to do in this game. But I would level up once because I got I got 1 relic at least, so I would get another class, and that is Warrior. Count 1 monster as a pillar. You make the monster petrified in fear as a warrior, and you'd add that. So now I have 5 abilities to choose from. I think we're gonna call it here. You get a sense of the full game. You basically keep going deeper and deeper. The score gets harder and harder. Your character gets more and more powerful with different, more interesting and unique abilities. It's just a really engaging. It's interesting because the game, Dungeon Drop, at its core, is a 15-minute game. When you're playing with 2-3 other people, it's a very fast game, and each level of solo mode might be, relatively fast. When you're not narrating like I am, you can go pretty fast. But a full game of solo is, if you're familiar with the concept of a what's called a roguelike game, this is very roguelike, where it's this random dungeon. You never know what's going to happen, if a troll's going to appear in front of your face or whatever, and you're just going deeper and deeper and deeper, trying to get as much loot as you can, or in this case, relics, to try to save your people from certain doom. So, with that, I think we are going to call this first live stream a success. I'm going to just check for comments, and then I'm going to make a couple quick announcements again to make sure everyone knows what's up. And then I'm going to give you a link so that you can get your badge. So first, let me check comments. Nothing new in Twitch, other than a lot of people, which is great to see you all. And no comments over in Facebook either. Alrighty. So, let's reiterate. So we are at 5 minutes to 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 or 1900 hours BST. We just completed solo mode of Dungeon Drop in 1 hour. We'll restart our live stream. We're going to go into pause mode, break mode momentarily, but we'll restart in 1 hour. And that will be just a normal game of Dungeon Drop. We'll have my partner Darren with us at that time, and the 2 of us are going to play from top to bottom, and you'll get to see that. So, let me reiterate a couple things. We got a lot of great events planned over the course of the weekend. We got live streams, we've got Q&As, we've got Kickstarter reviews and post-mortem. We'll talk about what we did good, what we learned from, and how we might do things differently. We're going to be demoing every version of this game and another game that we have. So Dungeon Drop, you just saw solo mode. In an hour, you're going to see the base mode. Tomorrow morning, you're going to see the new Trials and Tools expansion, which came out of a design contest. Then later tomorrow, you're going to see the big expansion that we're launching on October 6th on Kickstarter called Dropped Too Deep. You're going to see a lot of cool stuff in that. We're very excited about that. And then later on tomorrow, you're going to see Drop Drive, which is our next game in the drop style universe. It's a totally different game from Dungeon Drop, but it does have some unifying or elements that tie together this whole drop concept. So again, really cool. That's all tomorrow, and then our Kickstarter postmortem review, and then we'll be on the main stage of Virtually Expo later tomorrow night, and we'll have fun with the team behind the UK Games Expo. And then tomorrow we'll tell you what's up for Sunday. So that's all those things. If you're interested in Dungeon Drop, there are 4 participating retailers. If you go to our virtual stand on the UK Games Expo page, you will see links to those 4 retailers where you can get a copy of Dungeon Drop. Additionally, our site, phaseshiftgames.com, has our online store, has all of the different add-ons that we have available. I have them all here, but I mean, these walls, the mats, there are 3 or 4 different mini expansions. There's sleeves if you like to sleeve your cards. There's a cloth bag of holding, which you can use for the cubes. There's the stringy thing. There's all sorts of add-ons there, all available on our store, and you get 20% off during this weekend, any purchases there. So you simply use the coupon code Virtually Expo, all one word, and you get 20% off anything you order. So thank you for your time. I am going to paste into the chat for everyone the code so that you can acquire your Phase Shift badge. Let me go get that code. And I will also, while I'm pulling up this code, I'll ask if there are any questions at all from anyone watching along. I'm happy to answer anything. I'm just pulling this up. Contest giveaway. All right. Here's the badge claim link. We'll go to Twitch first. Badge claim link. Boom. And we will go over to Facebook Live and paste that there as well. All right. Now, if there are any questions at all, Frost Knight says she, I don't know, I'm sorry, likes to use the draw bag to pull cubes from. Yeah, so the cloth bag is, I have it here. So this is the cloth bag. It's actually velvet. It's a really high quality bag with nice printing on it, and it's big. We designed this so that if anyone wants to store their game in this as opposed to the box, this might be more conducive to its drawstring. This might be more conducive to travel, where you just have this nice bag and all the cards, all the components, all the add-ons, all the cubes, tokens, everything fit in this bag, and then you don't need the box. Or you might just use the bag to draw cubes from when you're randomly drawing cubes. Some people like that it's a little more secretive, or what's the word? I don't know. Like this, you could cheat, technically. You could look and find the cube that you want, which you're not supposed to do. But so the bag might be good for that. Some people like that. The string obviously works really well when you're trying to measure what's in or out of a room. All right. I don't think there's any other questions. So I want to thank you again. I hope to see many of you at some of our later events this weekend. Thank you all so much. We're going to go on break. Bye-bye. I'm Jason Maselli from Phase Shift Games. We'll talk to you soon.